Okay, today we are playing again on Nepal. We are in the Gold SR range, and we'll be playing about half the game as Ana and about half the game as Lucio. And our current team composition is Winston, Zarya, Reaper, Doomfist, Ana, and Bridget. So it's a really unusual team comp. I haven't seen quite like that in a while. It's not exactly bad. It's basically a really weird dive comp at the end of the day. Like, kind of split the difference between a regular, like, generic 2-2-2 and a dive comp, you know? I mean, obviously it's 2-2-2. You get what I mean. You understand what I mean. It's not exactly terrible. It's just weird, you know? We don't have anything that can fight Pharah. That always concerns me. We have Ana, but I mean... So, it always concerns me you don't have much to fight Pharah, because if they pick Pharah and you don't have much that can fight her, you're really upset about it, which is a very annoying hero to play against if you don't have one of her counters, and even if you do have one of her counters. So, yeah, it's something I always worry about, but whatever. Let's start the game. So, Winston's decided he's too cool to go with everyone else, so he's gonna go by himself. Reaper just got fucking annihilated. Let's watch that one again. Let's go get him, oh, never mind, we're gonna go get no one. So that's a bad start to things. We did learn they have a Widowmaker at least, so we have to be careful of that. Chucking the grenade here didn't really get us a whole lot, because it put the heal buff on the 3 people here, but I mean, like, doesn't really accomplish anything. They're not about to actually, like, get into the fight to benefit off of it, and now we don't have it to heal ourselves, and like... Ana's cooldowns are all real good. Like, the grenade, you want to get as many people, like, in the fight as possible. Like, a bunch of your team or a bunch of the enemy team, or ideally a bunch of both, but didn't really get much out of it either way there. Tried to Trank Widow, very optimistic, didn't work out. Grenade comes up just in time to use it when Genji comes in on us. Our team is actually coming back to help us with the Genji situation, which is incredible. The Genji who's got his fucking pocket mercy. That's a real common one right there. Why is this... This always upsets me, right? It's like, Battle.net, your names are not unique, so you can have any name, even if it's already taken, and yet your boy goes, Oh Fudge 2. You can just be Oh Fudge. You don't have to worry about the first guy that got Oh Fudge. You can just be Oh Fudge, but no, you know, whatever. So, anyway, teams sort of started getting pushed back, but now their Mercy's dead, which is pretty bad for them. We did just... charge out. We know there's a Widow out here. We did just, like, charge out right in front of her with only a Zarya for protection. So that's, a little scary. This Trank was, like, never gonna work. There's no way Widowmaker's like, oh yeah, Zarya was coming right at me. Let's peek again right now. There was no way. That was, like, super optimistic use of the Sleep Dart. And it didn't really work out. Grenade got eaten, which is very unfortunate, but it's also just not necessary to throw the grenade right here either, because all it does is put the heal buff on these people, if it doesn't get eaten, which is, you know, nice and all, but they're not fighting yet, they're all, like, full health. No need to chuck it down at them, we can wait until they're actually fighting to get, like, chuck it in there now, you get them in the fight and the people they're fighting instead. Also, we were half health at the time, and now we didn't have it to heal ourselves for quite a long time. And we came pretty close to dying for it, but we didn't actually die, so hey, if you don't get punished, you don't have to learn. That's the important thing, isn't it? So I've just looked at the UI, and boy, can I not really tell the difference between our team's color and the enemy team's color. Oh, don't like that one very much. No, don't be colorblind, it's very inconvenient. They're very similar. So now the enemy team are just kind of coming at us one by one, and it's not, it's not working out super well. There's a Winston in here using Primal Rage, tremendously inconvenient, but not exactly deadly, seeing as he's all by his lonesome. Fairly optimistic chuck of the grenade, but I mean, you know, what else were we gonna do with it at the time, I suppose, rather than chuck it at the enemy and see if it nets us a kill? It didn't, unfortunately. Zarya's just used grab out here. We'll come out, chuck the grenade out. Could've chucked the grenade. Nope, don't want that up. Could've chucked the grenade sooner. Could we? No. We could've done it a little sooner. We were focusing on healing Reaper though. But I mean, there's a fucking graviton got chucked out there. I want to like chuck the grenade into it a little bit sooner, but it doesn't make a huge amount of difference. We were healing someone who was low health at the time, which is a respectable dream, and let's be real, given the time, was the grab ever gonna be, like, more than a couple people? No. So now we're just, like, slowly advancing on their spawn. Don't really want to fight out here, but, you know, that's what our team's deciding to do, so... Widow is looking in our direction. That's kind of scary, but I would have been impressed if she hit us from there. That's the kind of shot that if Widow gets it, you're like, yeah, you earned it, whatever. No need to toss the grenade right there. That person's full health. That person's full health. Didn't hit him either way, so, but, I mean, that person's full health. Grenade would have done not much of anything right there. Put the healing buff on them again, but again, they're not fighting. We want to use it in a fight, rather than in between fights. Their Genji's using Dragon Blade right now. Now, see, we could chuck the grenade over there right now, because Genji's using Dragon Blade over there. So if we splash these people, we can get Genji. Makes it way easier for him to die if he's anti-healed. And we can get the person that's actually fighting him in the Dragon Blade at the same time. Now we are healing this low health person here, which is also a respectable goal. But that person's under way less threat than the person fighting the Dragon Blade is. Because that person, like the Zarya here, the only person near her is D.Va. And D.Va's not even looking at the Zarya. So Zarya is actually basically fine. I'd rather chuck the grenade over there at the Bridget and the Genji first. So Bridget ends up dying. We nanoed Zarya. I don't like nanoing Zarya unless you know the Zarya is good, and we haven't really seen much of the Zarya either way so far. But hey, you know, it's going well. Widow just used Infrasight, so I don't want to peek this corner right now, because I don't know where she is exactly, so I don't want to peek the corner and get shot in the head by Widowmaker right there. Would clearly not have mattered if it did either way, but I still don't want to get shot in the head by Widow when I peek the corner. Feels very bad. So now we've entered the Lucio segment of the game, or one of the Lucio segments. We change back to Ana for a little bit, and then go back to Lucio again later on, but I think we're Lucio this entire round now. So, you know, it's one of the boop maps, so understandable. I hate using Amp It Up coming out of the gate, and I mean, this isn't even coming out of the gate, this is like when we're basically already there. Because Amp It Up's a 12-second cooldown, and like, Lucio's healing without it is trash, so what happens doing that is you get to the objective like a second faster than if you hadn't used it, but you cost yourself a 12-second cooldown. So as you're arriving and going to clash with the enemy team, you don't have your most important cooldown, which is kind of a big deal for Lucio. Then you get to the fight and you have to wait for Amp It Up. See, now you're taking damage. Oh, don't have Amp It Up. Very scary. Bridget healed us, so hooray, good job, Bridget. But, you know, don't have our very important button right as we arrive. Lucio's most important button, in fact. Amp It Up is pretty good for him, pretty important ability. So we've just, like, walked on their Widow Mercy, killed them. Now Soldier's dead as well. They've captured the objective, but I mean, half their team is dead, so they're fairly fucked. Look at that, we got him. Great. Winston's, like, really low health. We don't want to use the Amp It Up on the one man, which is understandable. But then, you know, just Lucio stood next to the guy with the healing aura. Very sad. So we don't need... Yeah, there we go, we changed now. I was gonna say, we don't need to be in the healing aura anymore. Winston's actually full health now, because Bridget eat him. We could just be in the speed aura sooner than this. Because if you're in the heal, you want to be in the speed aura as much as physically possible as Lucio. Speed's your default setting, and you need a reason to change to your healing, rather than vice versa, how most Lucios are. Amp It Up the heal, fair enough. Bastion's kind of setting down up there. Winston, I don't know what he's expecting to happen. Maybe he's just like, hey, maybe Bastion just can't see me. I don't know what his plan is, but his plan, either way, wasn't great. Now he's dead. Zarya's also dead, so we're missing both our tanks. Very bad start to things. We're on the Soldier, but he's got the biotic field down, which means we are unlikely to kill him now unless we're a god. But hey, it was looking pretty bad when we lost our 2 tanks right at the start of the fight for free. This was our first death. Good job, us. Good job, good job. I just hit the spacebar like 12 times right there. Good job, me. Still don't like doing that. Then we didn't even get all of the speed out of it because we changed to healing aura by accident. Still don't like doing it. And long cooldown. Now we're here, but we don't have it. They've picked Farah. Oh, no, we don't. Well, Reaper changed to Widow. Good job, Reaper. I was going to say we didn't have anything that could kill Farah, but we got a Widow now. Will the Widow kill the Farah? We'll find out, won't we? That's the second part of it. So Mercy kind of trailed behind her Farah, but we didn't. It was unlikely to kill her before she got away. So, oh god, they're just pushing a lot of buttons. Bastion's in tank form, doesn't quite die right there. Soldier's using tack visor, and the amplification matrix there, so he's gonna shred a lot of people. We did show that Orisa, though. We used Break It Down when we saw configuration tank, but tack visor, amplification matrix, oh boy, does that shred the fuck out of you real good and proper. Man, amplification matrix is like... You know, Amplification Matrix is one of those ultimates that's got a really high difference in terms of execution. Like how, you know, Emp is either the best ult in the game or the worst ult in the game, depending on how you use it. Amplification Matrix is the same way, where if it's used really well, it's just like, holy shit, that's a disgusting damage boost right there. But a lot of the time, it doesn't, you know, the Batista just kind of puts it down wherever the fuck and no one uses it and is very sad. So we've rushed in here to fight people on the point. We're pretty much just touching the point for the sake of touching the point right now. Our whole team isn't with us yet, so we're just fighting on the point with one other person, which was not going to accomplish anything other than us dying. Don't touch the point just for the sake of touching it. Wait for your team to regroup. So always the Lucio players. They always want to just touch the point to touch the point. Wait for your team to be there, rather than going in by yourself. So now we've got Zarya Diva as our tanks, which is a very tragic combination of tanks, but it's what we've got, so, you know. Diva's a little bit better versus Farah, but it's still pretty sad. I think that's the Genji that changed to Farah, so hey, they figured out the good Mercy combo at least. Yeah, we did die really suddenly. You know, life is hard sometimes. Look, you can see this round didn't exactly go in our favor. It's a real, like, fuck of a game, isn't it? You know what isn't it just, like, a total mess? It's just one of those games where, like, win or lose at the end of it, I'd be like, Jesus Christ, this was a bad game. Holy fuck, what a mess. Not even because of anything we're doing, it's like, it's just a mess of a fight, you know? So, go for the optimistic toss on the bio grenade right at the start. Hey, you never know. Maybe you'll get something, didn't get anything. It's up by the time we arrive. So, there's their Farah. Oh god, oh no, oh no. She focused us real hard, we didn't kill her. We're like, oh, didn't like that very much. Back to Lucio. Now we don't really have anything that, oh no, we got a soldier, oh god, our team comp's so bad, holy shit, our only tank's Roadhog at this point. This is the point where you start feeling a lot less optimistic about the potential outcome of the game, you know? So we're all in on Soldier, it's not really working. Ip Man is, really giving us the business, because... You know, Farah's that way as a hero when she doesn't get countered properly. Managed to kill Batista right there. Oh, we managed to kill both the supports. Wow, good job, us. We did just push this guy real far away. We want to actually kill the guy rather than boop him away. Don't, like, boop the guy in that kind of situation unless you know it's gonna kill him. Because us doing that right there, we just pushed the guy further away from our team. Same deal right there. We just, like, might end up saving Bastion by doing that. Again, we're just pushing him away from our teammates. And our teammates, broadly speaking, want the enemy to be right next to them, right? Like, we've got a lot of close-range people on our team. So us booping the enemy away from our teammates is probably just going to fuck them up more than anything else. Don't boop people just for the sake of booping them. You know, like, boop them because you know it's gonna kill them. You're gonna push them off an edge, or you're, like, peeling for somebody. Don't boop them just for the sake of it, because you can just, like, mess up your own teammates instead, or end up saving the person by accident. Don't boop for no reason. Make sure you boop for a reason. Still hate using Amp It Up like that. We did it again. Well, we get back, 7 seconds still on Amp It Up. Team got fucking murdered regardless, so, you know, but we get there, and then we're like, oh, still gotta wait 7 seconds to push that button and, like, have healing again. Mercy's just used Valkyrie, which is a very interesting time to use Valkyrie, but hey. Shazam, look at that. So we just got pretty staggered. We were pretty far up, given our teammates were respawning still. We could have been further back than that. Does it necessarily save us? No, not necessarily, but we could have still been further back, seeing as we were just waiting for our teammates to regroup at that point still. Let's be real, we're not very optimistic about the outcome of the game at this point, are we? We're not really expecting this one to work out. Our tank combo is Roadhog Bridget, basically, so it's not looking too good for us. Yeah. So, Soldier's using Tac Visor. He's just on the point right now, so Reinhardt just holds up the shield, just kicked to the table. I'm sorry. Very, very sorry. I thought the Bastion was, like, made out of jade or something right there. It looked like a weird color. I was like, I haven't seen that Bastion skin before. So we're trying to put the moves on him, but, like, he's in tank form, so he doesn't have to, try too hard to finish us off. We did our best to put the moves on him, but, you know. We see play the game. It was probably Bastion. Might have been Soldier with the amplified Tac Visor. Might have been him. Probably Bastion otherwise, though. No. None of these people were good teammates. Really, it was Winston. Deserved. Not stolen at all. Oh, the loop background. So, you know, real mess of a game. That was a game that we never won, to be honest with you, which happens sometimes. You know, sometimes it is just not possible for you to win the game unless, like, you decide to play like a god in that particular moment in time, which is hard to do on demand, particularly when you're playing a support. So that's not a game we realistically ever win. Thing that stood out the most during that game was just not using cooldowns very well, particularly during the Ana segment, because Lucio's obviously got less cooldowns to worry about, but I felt like we didn't use our cooldowns as Ana particularly well at all, really, and then amp it up as well. We booped a lot of people for the sake of it, ran in without our teammates to touch the point for the sake of it as Lucio, so overly aggressive there. And just not using cooldowns particularly well stood out the most, but this was a real mess of a match. So, you know, like the second and third rounds were kind of like, kind of just a wash all round, but that was what stood out the most. So, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord, ask questions more directly, and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. I started streaming on Twitch Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 7 p.m. EST to 11 EST. There's a link to the channel in the description. And if you managed to make it all the way through the video and somehow still enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future, and I hope you found the video helpful.